Tennessee baseball's off to a 4-0 start, but man, from looking at everything, the competition's going to amp up a lot this weekend based on what they've seen so far. This is Frank. This is House of Orange TV. Make sure you hit that like, that share, that subscribe. Check out the links in the description. The channel Patreon, the channel memberships as little as $1 a month can go to help the channel. Next Friday, UCLA. My plan is to do, we'll do a watch party. If you're a member or a Patreon member, I'm going to invite you on. You've got the open invitation on that day. Appreciate all your support. Let's get right into this thing this weekend. Two teams, Kent State 3-1, Tennessee 4-0. And looking at Kent State, man, everything I've seen based on, I'm guessing it's the media based on their picks with the MAC conference. Kent State's pick preseason number 2. I saw D1 baseball. I mean, I don't necessarily agree with some of D1 baseball. I don't agree with their views of Tennessee. Let's just put it that way. But D1 baseball's picked them to win the regular season this year and win the conference. And Kent State did win the MAC regular season title last year, and then they got put out of the tournament and didn't make it. They were 38-18 last year. They had wins over East Carolina, Ohio State, and Pitt. I can't remember who it was the other night, brought that up on the live post game against UNC Asheville. But yeah, looked it up, looked their schedule, looked their team. And you know, again, this is a good baseball team that Tennessee is playing this weekend. It's going to be a big step up from Nichols and UNC Asheville for that matter. So Kent State started out last weekend. They played Southeastern Louisiana. They won 8-3, 11-2, and 14-7. They played those 3 games on the road. It says in Hammond, Louisiana. Monday night, then they went over to Baton Rouge, played LSU, lost 10-7. A game that was a bit of a battle, it looks like, in that. And looking at their box score Monday night, I know they got down 4-0. And then their main guy, you're going to hear this guy, he's on the Golden Spikes award list. Their main dude coming in this year, Sawyer Solitaria, right fielder. He hit a 3-run bomb against LSU the other night, but he's not the only one. They've got some good players on this team, and it'll be a good test for this starting rotations. It was announced today. Coons goes Friday, and then depending on how the weekend goes, there may be a change from with Evan Blanco going Saturday, Landon Mack going Sunday. The change, based on what I've seen, is apparently Mack's under the weather a little bit right now. So wish him speedy recovery. Hopefully he's good to go this weekend. But I think overall it's Coons, Mack, Blanco. That's the norm on it. But if it switches this weekend, do they stick with that when they go to Arlington next weekend, or do they change it back? Yeah, it'd be kind of interesting to see. It's a really good rotation Tennessee has. And, you know, again, this looks like a nice lineup that Kent State has on it. Solitaria leads the way. He's hitting .526 on the season. Looking at your main guys, Ripken Reese. I want to pull that box score back that I had here a minute ago. Reese is your cleanup guy. Third base. Solitaria hits second in the order. Grady Mee is another guy. He transferred from I think it was Western Michigan. Let me get my roster back up here. Yep, Western Michigan. He is a senior. It's not a team, based on what I'm looking at, that has many transfers. They have a few. You got Grady Mee coming from there. Their game 2 starter on Saturday, Easton Toomas. And some of these I'm going to pronounce the best I can. I can't find the pronunciations of some of the names, so it's not being a clown or being disrespectful. I'm pronouncing them the best I can on it. Easton Toomas, though, is a redshirt sophomore, transferred from Texas. He's the game 2 starter for them. Looks like Nolan Belcher is a redshirt freshman catcher. He transferred from Kentucky. He DH'd against LSU. The catcher was Brody Williams. So I would have to look to see if that was the norm over the weekend. Both guys definitely in the lineup there as well. Looking at, too, Grady Mee, again, come in from Western Michigan. One of the things, and this may test Tennessee some, if Kent State's able to get base runners. Kent State ranked top 10 in OBP last year, and they ranked top 20 in stolen bases. Grady Mee, who come over from Western Michigan had over 20 last year. If Kent State's able to, manufacture, get on base, we're going to find out how this run game has adjusted with Tennessee this weekend. Now, the obvious fix for that is if these guys are on like they were last weekend, that's going to minimize the base runners. But again, this is going to be a much better lineup than what they saw against Nichols. This is a good test. I like it. Obviously, you've got Arlington coming up with UCLA, Arizona State, Virginia Tech, and then you got Wright State, who's traditionally pretty good as well. We know about some of the Tennessee Wright State history. Think back 2021, the Drew Gilbert walk-off, which was still one of the craziest moments in Tennessee baseball that I've seen on this. But this is going to be a good lineup. It'll be a good test for this rotation this weekend. Josh Elander did announce today, too, that Brandon Arvidsson will be good to go this weekend. So I'll be curious to see when they go with him. I think it'll depend some if he comes in Friday night or what. If Coons is on his game like he was last weekend, pitch counts low, I don't know that you see Arvidsson Friday night. I could see him going sometime Saturday or Sunday. I'm also curious to see if the weather's looking rough Sunday, which I think it is, could they possibly reschedule and try to do a doubleheader on Saturday or vice versa? Looks like it's going to be a little bit interesting weather this weekend. But the main thing you're looking at there is you're going to have a full arsenal ready. Who might you see out of the pen? I mean, I think in a closer situation, you're going to see Bo Rudy, no doubt about it. I'm curious to see where or if they might work Brady Frederick in. He's struggled a little bit in his 2 outings so far. Braden Krenzel had a good outing last week in his 1 inning. You got to think he fits in there as well. Could they come back to Cameron Appenzeller? We saw Mark Hindy midweek. Didn't see him last weekend, but I think there's some situations that could bring him in there as well. I'm still curious seeing Ethan Biotto, who I thought looked really good, doesn't that? A big arm. I think we'll eventually, if not this weekend, we'll eventually see him some on the weekends. And, of course, Nick Abraham through last weekend as well. They've got a lot of options they can go on that. I think your lineup's going to be back to basically what it was Friday night. I said Manny Marin's good to go this weekend. He'll be back at short. I expect it to be the same lineup at least Friday night as it was opening night. I think you'll see Newstrom, Abernathy, Chapman in the outfield, Ford, Marin, Antigua, Clark from third to first, Stone Lawless behind the plate, Blaine Brown, DH, and then again you got Coons, and it says Mack or Blanco for Saturday, Sunday. And based on what I heard, again, it's just based on what I've read, it's possible Blanco just due to illness, but I don't think it's anything to look into. But I mean, Mack was excellent last week. Let's make no doubt about it. Those top 2 guys were lights out last weekend. There's no doubt about that one. And Tennessee's going to have to hit the ball this weekend. There's no doubt. I think there will be some times Kent State will put some runs on the board this weekend, no doubt. It's a good lineup. It's a good team that they're facing. Again, they were 38-18 last year. D1 Baseball's got them as their preseason pick for the MAC Conference champions. They did win the MAC in the regular season last year, and they were picked, looks like, by the media second in that. Pitching-wise this weekend, here's what we're looking at on it. And again, like I said, they're not heavy on transfers. I've counted maybe 4 or 5 on here as well. But looking at the pitching matchups this weekend, you have got Tegan Coons Friday, 1-0, 0.0 ERA for Kent State. And again, I tried to find this dude's name. He's a good pitcher, but I could not find it. I'm going to say it's Sierra Kai. If I mispronounce it, I'm really sorry. I just cannot find the name on that. He's 1-0, 0.0 ERA. Saturday, it's listed as Landon Mack or Evan Blanco. Mack, 1-0, 1.50 ERA. Blanco, 1-0, 0.0 ERA. Easton Toomas, Texas transfer, will go game 2. 1-0, 3.38 ERA. And then Sunday, Mack or Blanco. And this Ben Rabiton, I hope that's how you pronounce it. He is 0-0. He started the game 3 in their opening series weekend. 4.91 ERA. looking back at, just kind of looking at the preview on them as well. You're looking at as far as like their rotation. They mentioned numerous guys. Solitaire is the main guy. Again, he's a Golden Spikes candidate. Luke Matthews is a guy. Looks like he was all-MAC second-team shortstop last year, hit 354, 18 stolen bases. I mentioned the catcher Brody Williams, 341. This dude puts the ball in play here last year. 34 walks, 29 strikeouts over the course of a year. That's pretty impressive for it as well. Other returners that mentioned their first baseman, Hunter Lotz. I mentioned their second baseman, Ripken Reese, and it says sophomore center fielder, Micah Renstra Kirikofi. I hope, again, that's how you pronounce it, but said that he led the team with 25 stolen bases as a freshman. So, again, if these dudes are able to, get on base, it's going to test out. We're going to find out Tennessee's run game. And I mentioned Grady Mee, the Western Michigan transfer, 26 stolen bases last year. And, their bullpen, it looks like, well, based on their preview, it mentioned Nick Guidas and Rocco Bernardina said they would transition from relief roles to weekend starters, but neither one of those guys are listed as that. It lists graduate student Caden Leonard as a key guy, 35 strikeouts, 28 and a third innings last year. Should be a fun weekend for Tennessee, and I think you'll see some different lineups this weekend. I would expect we see Trick Grinlinger in at some point, the way he's hit the ball. Good luck keeping Tyler Myatt out of the lineup. Again, this is going to be one of those weekends where I think we're going to start to see, are some guys going to step up or some guys going to get stepped over? I just don't see how you're keeping Tyler Myatt out of the lineup, even though I don't know that we'll see him Friday night. We should. We totally should. I think he should be a fixture in the lineup at this point, and I would not hesitate to put him in that cleanup role right now either. But I expect you'll see similar lineup to probably the same 9 as we saw opening night. Maybe a little bit of a change in the order, as they did change that up some over the weekend. But I'm curious. Myatt's going to get opportunities this weekend. I don't think Blake Grimmer's good to go. I don't think Garrett Wright is good to go yet either, but sounds like Garrett Wright's getting closer. And I hadn't heard anything on Grimmer's time frame. A back injury or back soreness, whatever. Any of you guys that have had back issues, that's not an easy fix. A lot of times they're being cautious with that one. Grimmer will be a big part of this order when he's healthy, though. Who else might get some opportunities this weekend as well? Again, I expect Grinlinger. I expect Myatt. Finley Bates is a guy earning opportunities at the plate, and then his glove in the 9th inning against Asheville. He and Hunter High, their gloves were excellent in that 9th inning. Tuesday night. So again, this will be a fun one. I know I'll be live tomorrow night. Saturday's iffy on that just due to the time of it, and then I'll try to be live Sunday after it as well. So we'll at least plan on 2 of the 3 nights. Definitely going live on that one. You guys have a great rest of your evening. This is Frank. This is the House of Orange. It's almost baseball weekend, which rules. So I'll see you when I see you.